Good morning from Belfast. I'm staying over for 2 weeks, so one thing I had to get in was the Belfast Victoria Parkrun, which is about 1.5 miles away from the hotel and where I'm staying. So I'm going to head up there shortly. So for those that don't know, Belfast Victoria is one of the fastest parkruns in the UK. I think it was ranked 6th. The world record parkrun was also set at the Belfast Victoria Parkrun. I think it's 13:44. So I'm actually running a little bit late. Not been very organised this morning. Because it's only close, I've sort of stayed in my room as long as I can. So I'm going to start my warm-up now. And it's going to be a quick effort today. The training that I've been doing for the sub-18 5K has been going really well. I've been feeling really good. So I'm going to put in a good shift, possibly even a parkrun PB. We'll see how the course is. I've got to Belfast Victoria Park and I thought it's really quiet. There's not many runners about. I'm not seeing any crowds or anything like that. So I've seen the guys setting up there and they don't start till 9:30. So just done a 20-minute warm-up, taking me till 9, and they actually start at 9:30 in Ireland. So could have had a bit more of a lie-in. Guys who volunteer, really friendly, telling me about it, so I stand corrected. They're telling me this is the fastest parkrun in the world. It has the men's record and the women's record. So I'll put a little bit of information in the video about those. (13:44) is the time to beat today. We'll see how we get on. So it's almost time to get going.
Please let me know before the end. We have a defib here and there's a defib in the car park. We have marshals on the course. Any issues, please report to one of them. And with that, guys, we'll get underway. 3, 2, 1.
And we're off. And there's no shortage of talent at the front of this one. So it's a super congested start. People fighting to get to the front, hands flailing, yapping dogs. Yes, it can only be parkrun. And as ever in the early phases, I'm always careful not to get too carried away. So a couple of runners passed me early on. And if you look at the pace, despite not always being completely accurate, you can also quite easily get caught up at a much quicker than intended pace without realising it. I'm just trying to settle into a comfortable pace that I could maintain for the full 5K. So I've opted for the chest cam today. So I do apologise if the footage is a little bit shaky. I think for the faster efforts, trying to run with a GoPro on your head isn't advisable. And I've realised I'm getting boxed in a little bit here and the pace is dropping off a little bit. I think I've got a bit more in the tank to give today, so I decide to make the move. Come on the inside, back round these runners, back onto the outside. And I've made up my mind today to trust my own pacing, so there'll be no clock watching. I'm going to be trusting my own body to find the pace that's right for me. Although I was listening intently at the beginning of this to other runners in the field, trying to gauge who I should stick with or who I could stick with. I did hear one of the guys mentioning he's going for around 18 minutes, so I thought I'd keep an eye on him today. Also, there was a young lady who is just up ahead now in the red, and she was speaking to a friend asking to be paced, looking at a PB. So we've got 2 runners just on the right hand side of me now. So we've got sky blue t-shirt and white vest and a little pack just up ahead of them. So I'm going to make the move on these 2. And there we go. So I'm just overtaking white vest now as we come round the back of the park. So if you're new to the channel, it's the first time watching this video, please give the video a like. So there's been a few overtakes early on, and there's nobody really running around me at this point, but there is a pack just up ahead. In that pack are a few of the runners that I did hear mentioning around about 18 minutes, so I thought if I can stick around that pack, I'll be around about where I wanted to be. So I've still got that pack in my sight. So we're just moving forward a little bit now as we approach the 1 kilometer split. And the 1k split comes in, so it's a 3:36 for the first kilometre. Obviously I weren't looking at my watch, so I weren't aware of what the splits were. I did hear the watch go off and I decided not to look. So this runner just up ahead in the red t-shirt, he was part of that pack earlier on, but he's dropped off a little bit. But his pace is slowing down, and I think if I want a good time today, I've got to push on. So I overtake red t-shirt, and again I can just see that pack just up ahead. Just trying to stick with them, I don't want to let them get too far out of sight. So I'm over in Belfast for 2 weeks with work, and this course was number 1 on my to-do list whilst over here. Saturday was the only day off during that time, and I did get to see a few of the other sites, and what a beautiful city Belfast is. I will 100% be back, and hopefully back to revisit Victoria Parkrun again. We're approaching the end of lap 1. So Belfast Victoria is a 3-lap course. Lap 1 of 3 complete, 2 more laps to go. So if you're not already subscribed and you like what you see, please consider subscribing to the channel. It does help to encourage me to get out and make these videos. So coming up to 2k now, up to the 2k split. So the 2k split comes in and it's a 3:41, so 3 minutes 41 for the second kilometre. Again, I wasn't watching these splits, so I didn't really know I was going. I was trusting my body, I felt good, I felt strong at this point. So we're on the second lap now.
Thank you.
And I just about had enough breath to say thank you to the marshal there. I did realise as I was approaching him that I hadn't said thank you to anyone on the first lap. I think I was still caught up and trying to get the pace right. So we're coming back round the back of the park. This slight incline is the only little incline on the course. I think it's about 10 foot of elevation the whole course, so it's a super quick course, super wide lanes, no sharp bends, so I can see how the fastest park run time was set on this course. It is super flat, super fast, one big loop. We're starting to overtake runners on the first lap at this point. If you have any questions about this park run or any other, or if you've ran this park run, you'd like to tell me about your experience, please leave it in the comments. I'm always interested to hear how other people have got on. As we approach the 3rd kilometre, so we're over halfway now. So the 3K's come in at 3:45, so the pace has dropped off a little bit there, but I'm feeling good, I'm feeling strong. There's nobody really around me to sort of set the pace. I'm just trusting the pace that I'm going at. As we approach the end of the second lap, so I've made a decision that this 3rd and final lap I'm going to pick up the pace and see what I've got left. So just up ahead of me we've got the girl in the red t-shirt who I mentioned earlier on. She seems to be dropping off a bit, and then there's a guy in a black t-shirt as well, just up ahead of her. So I've got my eye on these two now. And I'm closing in on red t-shirt. The gap's getting smaller now. She seems to be dropping off a little bit. And the momentum is in my direction, so sticking with my momentum. I'm not going to slow my pace down, I'm going to keep going how I'm going. So I make a decision and I go onto the road. So I've overtaken red t-shirt now, and this young lad here in the royal blue t-shirt has just come on to pace black t-shirt. I think he's gone out quicker and he's come back to help. He's offering words of encouragement. We've also got sky blue t-shirt here just up ahead. There's a little pack of 3 and they're all going well. But what you've got to remember is that none of these runners were in my sight earlier on. So the momentum is with me. I know I've been running consistently. I can feel it. There's been no big drop off in pace. So it must be these guys that are slowing and I'm feeling strong. So I'm going to trust my body and I'm ready to push on now. So the watch goes again, the 4K splits in, so the make or break 4th kilometre has gone well and I'm still feeling pretty strong at this point. And I decide I'm going to pick it up, I'm going to overtake sky blue t-shirt. So here we go, on the inside. And whilst I've got the momentum, I'm noticing black t-shirt, they're all putting a shift in, but I think I've got a little bit more in the tank now. I know we're in the last kilometre, I can always find a bit in the last kilometre, so I'm picking up the pace as we come round on the inside. And I can hear the young lad offering encouragement. And I know the end is in sight now. So, just see another runner just up ahead. Purple t-shirt just up ahead. He's the runner I've got my eye on, and I think if I could just take one more, if I can just put it in. I know I'm approaching the final push now. I did do my warm-up, so I know that the end is in sight. Less than 400 metres to go. So the finish is just up ahead now. Time to dig in, knuckle down, see what we've got. I have no idea what sort of time we're on because I've not watched the clock once today. I'm hoping it's a good time. I feel like it's a good effort. I'm also feeling really strong at this point.
Thank you.
It's the first time I've glanced down at the watch and I notice we're on around 18:15 on the watch. I'm thinking a Parkrun overall PB's on. And just on that sprint, I put it in. And there we go.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Not quite there yet. Not quite there.
18. Not bad. I'm happy with that.
So, Belfast Victoria Parkrun done. I'm not 100% sure on the time because when I looked down as I passed the line, I think it was about 18:33, 18:32. But when I stopped the watch, it's showing us 18:34. So my Parkrun PB before today was 18:33, set at Stretford earlier in the year. I can honestly say I felt really good on that run. Mentally, very, very strong. I think not looking at my watch definitely helped. Felt strong throughout that run, absolutely buzzing. Training's going well so far. The splits throughout was consistent. I think the first K and the last K was the same. and I'll see what the official parkrun time. It's going to be very close between this and Stretford. So we're going to head back to the hotel now and chill out and go and see the sights of Belfast.